Looking ahead to the European GDP print, tell us what you expect.
I think the pace of growth will remain broadly unchanged. That is 0.6% quarter on quarter, and in annualized terms, slightly above 2%. By European standards, this is good growth. This is above potential growth, and the expansion, so it's continuing.
And does this complicate Mario Draghi's picture here, or are his hands tied because of inflation? Tell us what you think.
Well, clearly, after such a prolonged and deep recession and crisis in Europe, it's difficult to understand where potential growth is in the Eurozone. Nevertheless, I think the output gap is closing fast, and there are still significant differences in terms of the position of different economies in Europe, and that might actually complicate a little bit the work of the ECB. Clearly, the ECB has no choice but to look at the European average, but moving interest rates up would be challenging.
And Lorenzo, the fact that we see oil now higher for a second straight day here, NYMEX above $50 a barrel, that's going to improve the inflation picture somewhat. But do you worry that it's just temporary?
I think it's likely to be temporary. And in order to see a sustained recovery in inflation in the Eurozone, you need to see wage increases. And starting from the main country in Europe, Germany, given the kind of 2-year wage negotiating cycle, it's pretty unlikely to see a substantial increase in wages until the end of next year. So I think wage growth is very moderate in the Eurozone, and this is likely to constrain inflation for the time being. So the upswing in inflation will eventually happen, and we have seen already some signs, but it will take a long while.